so I guess you guys should vote, you know, because I'm born in the USA. You gotta fight for your right to vote. I have a dream. Power to the people.
What is your viewpoint of teenage voters today?
Teenage voters today, I think, do not really understand the issues. They usually vote the way their parents vote.
This is Kusinich's first time running for presidency as a Democratic candidate. A Roman Catholic from Cleveland, Ohio, got his BA and MA at Case Western Reserve University in 1973. Former Senator of Ohio State, City Council member, Mayor of Cleveland, belonged to such organizations as National Association of Social Workers, St. Paul's Catholic Church, and Westside Irish American Club. Winston, Connecticut, part of the Independent Party, is Nita. Former Harvard Law School grad and attorney, consumer advocate, and author, he's one of this year's candidates again. He's part of such organizations like Auto Safety, Women's Policy Studies, and Public Interest Research Groups.
Another 2004 presidential candidate running is John F. Kerry for the Democratic Party. Some of Kerry's political background include a Democratic nominee for Congress, U.S. Senate, Lieutenant Governor, and part of Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee in 1987 and 89. He has a bachelor's from Yale and a J.D. from Boston College. On some military issues, Kerry supported the bombing in Bosnia in 1999 and the war on terrorism. Kerry and Howard Dean started as early favorites in the important New Hampshire primary.
I believe in the sand beneath my toes. The beach gives a feeling, energy feeling. I believe in the faith that grows, and the full-line coat can make me cry. When I'm with you, I feel like I could die, and that would be alright, alright. And when the plane came in, she said she was crossing.
George W. Bush, our current president, up for re-election on the Republican ticket. The sluggish economy did not help show the strong side of Bush's presidency, but his strengths shone through the events of 9/11. Bush has also lost many supporters by some of his military actions, such as going to war. But he conversely maintains we are winning the war on terrorism. In these elections, he will most likely focus on the war of terrorism, national security, and his works as commander-in-chief.
Baby, I want something else. Not listening when you say goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
What is your message to young voters?
To register to vote, to look at the platforms for both the Democratic and Republican parties, to understand what their positions are for all topics, to read up on each candidate's positioning on each issue, and to make an informed decision, not based on someone else's beliefs but on your own.
young people get the right to vote at 18 years old. And my feeling is that at that age, we hope that that the young people feel that they have a civic responsibility. In other words, if they want to be considered as adults and want the rights and the privileges of adults, we also want them to be responsible adults. So one of the responsibilities we ask is that they vote. In voting, they have an opportunity to learn about the government of their country. They have an opportunity to learn about how the political system works. They have an opportunity to register as a Democrat, as a Republican, as an independent. So if they want this label, they have the opportunity. They have an opportunity to express their views and express their values concerning the various political issues.
I'd like to vote because I think voting is altogether you're making decisions about the future of your nation, and being that we're teens and we're young, we are the future of our nation, so we definitely should have a say in what happens and what goes on, and I think more teens should vote for that reason.
Are you politically aware of the issues surrounding your vote?
I think I'm somewhat politically aware. Like, to be really politically aware, it takes years of following the trends of elections and everything, but I think I do my own research, and I keep track of what's going on in the news. I like to know what's going on in the world, so yeah, I think I'm somewhat aware.
Which candidate suits your interests?
As of now, I think I'm pretty much backing John Kerry because he's a Democrat and I support the Democratic Party, and I think that I like his stand on war. I think he's maybe a better arbitrator than President Bush has been, so I'm backing John Kerry right now.
And what do you think about our peers voting?
I think peers should vote. Everybody should, get over the insecurities and kind of be encouraged to go out and speak. More people need to vote, that's for certain and everything, and the importance of it has to be stressed in society, and teens should, know what's going on and know that they need to vote, because I think there's a lot of issues like college funds and everything that would really affect them, and they should be voting on them, and it's better.
Thank you.
Okay.
On this road, we're just imposters in this country now.
Teenagers should exercise their rights to vote in order to get what they want out of the country, because there's so much going on in the world and so many delicate situations that need to be handled in a proper manner that your voice might get lost. And a lot of you feel your voice will get lost, but you have to understand that congressmen, their job, you hire them. So if they're not doing what you want to do, then they don't have work. So they're there to work for you. You have to understand that. A lot of teens feel that it's too much, that their voice doesn't count, but it does. You can put congressmen out of job, and that's the last thing they need. So just make sure your desires don't get lost in this country. You should exercise your rights.
Well, I think that students should exercise their right to vote at the age of 18 when they're given the right, because, for one, we fought so hard to get that right, and also because we should have a voice. Things like, as far as school and school aid, financial aid, things like that will affect us, as well as healthcare and future concerns such as Social Security. And if you don't vote and you don't give yourself the opportunity to put your voice out there, your opinion out there, then if something goes wrong, you could be the one to blame because you're not exercising that vote to try to move it along. And
all in all was a pretty nice day. I put the hood right back where you could taste heaven perfect.
you should definitely use your right to vote, because it was a right that was not always given to us at the age of 18. And we worked hard to get that vote, even as far back as the settlers coming from England to the United States, what would become the United States. And because it's such an important right, we have to use it. We have to exercise that vote. We have to be able to put our opinion out there because these are matters that are going to affect us. As a young person, my concerns are many of your concerns as far as financial aid and how we're able to go to college and getting assistance from the government and loans and things like that. And these are things that are very critical. In the future, we'll also be concerned about health care and Social Security. And who we elect right now is who's going to determine what the future of this country is. So it's very important that we vote. And if you don't vote, then you really have no right to complain if you don't like the leader.
Okay. We're the kids in America.